What's a cool fact about dinosaurs you know? Recently Spinosaurus was discovered to have a tadpole-like tail. It has been known for a while that it was mostly an aquatic animal. Even Jurassic Park 3 showed that. But it was always depicted with the standard lizard-like dinosaur tail. Recently new fossils have emerged that show that the creature had a tail like that of a tadpole, suggesting that it spent much more time in water than previously thought. There was an ultra-rare skeleton of a dinosaur called Spinosaurus that was the only one of its kind not complete. But only evidence of it, and it got destroyed during WW2 when bombs fell on the museum in Germany. Only recently another intact skeleton has been found in North Africa, which was more complete and gave some clues about where it lived and how it got so big it was bigger than a T-Rex. Scientists have studied the nasal and throat structure of the Tyrannosaurus rex, and as it turns out it was completely incapable of vocalizing a roar like those seen in movies. Rather they would have made deep growling noises similar to alligators. Raptors couldn't walk around with its hands hanging palm down like most toys and movies show. Their bone structure wouldn't allow it. They had to keep their palms facing each other. They were around for longer than they've been extinct, which means that there were dinosaur fossils when dinosaurs existed. Many know dinosaurs likely had feathers, also known as dino fuzz. However, now many scientists are discovering that the feathers on many dinosaurs have likely been overdone as a result of the feather craze. View the video below on the most up-to-date version of a T-Rex. There was a study done a few years ago where scientists grew chicken embryos that had dinosaur faces, a rounded snout and teeth instead of a beak. They did this by altering gene expression in the developing embryos. So the snouts came out looking more like an alligator's than a traditional bird's. Also, birds actually existed at the same time as dinosaurs. Archaeopteryx was a Jurassic dinosaur. So the evolution of birds began long before velociraptors and T-Rex were walking the earth. Finally, there's a weird bird in the Amazon called the Huatzin. And it's notable because the chicks have two claws on their wings. These allow the chicks to climb trees until their wings are strong enough for actual flight. By adulthood the claws disappear. These birds are the last surviving members of a bird line that branched off from other avian species 64 million years ago, just after the non-avian dinosaurs were wiped out. They're basically just really weird dinosaur birds that are very stinky and have gross tasting meat because they have a weird digestive tract. Velociraptors are a lot smaller than depicted in movies. An actual velociraptor was more like a turkey with attitude. Around the size of a Thanksgiving roaster with feathers, teeth, and claws. The word dinosaur means terrible lizard. Since the coining of the name it has been determined that they are not lizards. The name still fits though, because they make for terrible lizards. T-Rex was actually really tough. Some skeletons have been found with major injuries that show evidence of years' worth of healing. A skeleton named Stan in particular had a hole in his skull, and he may have lived up to a decade after having his skull punctured if the bone healing is any indication. Tyrannosaurus rex and Stegosaurus were evidently never on the planet together. Separated by millions of years __/ fake news museums will have you believe otherwise with their standard fight scenes. Wasn't there something that the humans were closer to the T-Rex than the Stegosaurus was? Might be wrong, but I imagined I heard that once. Yes. T-Rex came 75 million years after Stegosaurus. Man came 65 million years after T-Rex. Dinosaurs are a diverse group of reptiles of the clade Dinosauria. They first appeared during the Triassic period, between 243 and 233, 23 million years ago. Although the exact origin and timing of the evolution of dinosaurs is the subject of active research, they became the dominant terrestrial vertebrates after the Triassic-Jurassic extinction event 201, 3 million years ago. Their dominance continued through the Jurassic and Cretaceous periods. The fossil record demonstrates that birds are modern feathered dinosaurs, having evolved from earlier theropods during the late Jurassic epoch. As such, birds were the only dinosaur lineage to survive the Cretaceous Paleogeny extinction event approximately 66 million years ago. Dinosaurs can therefore be divided into avian dinosaurs, or birds, and non-avian dinosaurs, which are all dinosaurs other than birds. Good username. The Dino lesson was quite expected in this thread though. Dinosaurs such as T-Rex could produce infrasonic waves. You'd basically feel in your spine. Here's a fun movie trivia fact from a famous dinosaur movie. Do you remember in Jurassic Park the mosquito stuck in the amber where they supposedly got the DNA from? Well, that is an elephant mosquito. The only mosquito that doesn't suck blood. So it couldn't possibly contain any dinosaur DNA. Pterosaurs aren't dinosaurs. Plesiosaurs aren't dinosaurs. And Dimetrodon is not a dinosaur. In fact, Dimetrodon is a synapsid and is more closely related to humans than to dinosaurs. Add to that, synapsids were almost completely extinct by the time dinosaurs appeared. When the T-Rex attacks the kids in the Jeep, the glass was supposed to break. Instead, the entire pane fell on the kids as a 1,000-pound animatronic pushed it down on them. Their screams of terror in that scene are real. We don't actually know how they looked like when they were alive. We just think they look like what they're perceived as. Same with sounds. We just made up what we think they would have sounded like and everyone went with it. Wow. What if dinosaurs couldn't even roar? They could have just made chicken sounds instead? Or what if a T-Rex could mimic you like a parrot? I don't know if that would be comical or really scary. Early mammal. I think we're safe, Danny. I don't see that T-Rex anywhere. Deep. Menacing. Slow voice behind them. Squawk. Terry wants a proto-capybara. Iguanodon. The most abundant dinosaur of them all. Lived on 5 continents. T-Rex had a bite force of 6 tons. Stegosaurus would flush blood through its plates, most likely to intimidate predators or attract mates. The leg bones of large sauropods like Argentinosaurus or Seismosaurus could be 20 feet tall and weigh as much as a ton. Some dinos adopted babies of the same species if the parents died. There is a fossil called the Fighting Dinosaurs that shows a velociraptor and protoceratops locked in combat. The velociraptor has its killing claw thrust in the neck of the protoceratops, and the protoceratops has the hand of the velociraptor clutched in its mouth. It's thought that they died suddenly while in combat due to getting buried in a landslide of sand, caused by a rare torrential downpour. Real-life velociraptors may be small, but they're still metal as hell. The only dinosaur I know is my parrot. Cool fact is that he can learn to replicate pretty much any sound he hears. And he only has to hear it once. He's 31 years old. And he once got to my phone, hit the speed dial for the local pizzeria, and tried to order pizza. Hey woof. What a cute fella. The T-Rex is closer to us in time than it is to the Stegosaurus that lived over 144 million years ago. Oh. My time to shine. My username is of an ancient now extinct animal. Though not technically a dinosaur, Cubanacoerus used to be this humongous unicorn pig. Like a half-ton boar with a big old horn in the middle of its forehead. Pretty badass of you, ask me.